SNSD Horror Movie Factory. This variety show features the girls, excluding Yuna due to prior commitments of filming a drama, going through various activities in hopes of articulating their acting abilities. Episode 1 is a hidden cam on Taeyun, as the MCs along with the other 7 girls set a plan to scare her, as she's not an easy person to fool due to being able to pick situations apart. The plan goes by the girls being split into 2 groups, with the first group heading out, but quickly leaving in fright. This leaves the second group that Taeyun is in startled. Later, when group 2 arrives at the designated area of the haunted house, Yuri is tasked to act possessed, which things just escalate from there. Episode 2 takes the girls at an abandoned school, where this time for their acting skills, they will have to control their emotions, and for whoever controls themselves the best is declared the horror queen. The first half of activities include intense pillow fights about height and having to perform seductive weather reports, while the second half consists of the girls being put into pairs and having to perform a scene while walking into a classroom full of horror. Episode 3 continues off of episode 2 without Jessica or Tiffany. They make faces at each other in the first half, and for whoever didn't successfully make a face got eliminated, leaving it to Taeyun, Sunny, and Sooyeon to be the final 3, leading into the second half. While it's the same as the previous episode, this time they'll have to perform their scene in the scariest classroom of the school. From episode 4 and on, actor Lee Bum-soo becomes the girls' acting teacher as he joins into the mix, and they partake in more activities. Episode 5 and 6 are the same premise too. My thoughts overall with this series is that while this is entertaining to sit down to, I can see why this did poorly. First of all, this was a late night show apparently? That's a glaring issue right there. Secondly, calling this Horror Movie Factory and end up being about the girls going through acting courses just seems misleading for any blind viewer that happens to run into the show. Now, I'm actually okay with the premise they have going, but I think if horror was dropped from the title, then it would have made a lot more sense as to why they had a tone shift in the second half, though I don't think this would have fixed ratings. Although being cancelled after 6 episodes, there's still one episode that predates this entire series, Wonderful Outing 2, Episode 2. This episode has the girls watching a selection of videos and having to identify the ghost within them while being haunted by one themselves. Honestly, this episode was just really enjoyable and I felt like I got a lot more out of it than the entirety of Horror Movie Factory, sadly. As to what happened after Horror Movie Factory, well, the show that followed was Cheer Up SNSD. However, that got cancelled after 2 episodes due to them being busy promoting Genie, and their management having them move from NBC to KBS to give us Hello Baby Season 1.
아빠!
왜?
저 꼭지 주세요. 너 유리하네. 혼자 냅둬야 돼. His wife. His wife. He has a wife? He has a wife. 야, 우리 아이돌이야. 야, 우리 아이돌이야.